before that is the Instructor Derby.
That's fire.
I'm going to be hitting on the field, baby. All you haters that say we hit in the cage.
Need film.
Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's episode 3 of the Inside the Wheelhouse podcast. Elite Baseball Insights, we like to say for now. I don't know if you heard before. So tomorrow I am going to be at the baseball convention. This is going to be a pretty cool experience. Really grateful and blessed to have been chosen to be there as a hitting instructor. But I know you guys are, you Twitter guys, Shigon Nation, you know what I mean? You're going to hate this. I'm going to be hitting on a field.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Holy shit. Oh, yeah. Well, we ain't on the field, baby.
Brandon big on the field, though.
You guys are going to hate that shit. You guys are going to fucking hate it. Unless I suck, then it's like, damn, bro, here we go. All the Shigons will be like, ha, see, these guys are here in the field. So if I don't hit on the field, I'm sorry. If I don't hit well tomorrow, I'm sorry, guys. But the goal is to hit a lot of home runs.
Can't pull a jazz. Need a couple.
Can't pull a jazz. Hopefully, if any of you guys have some height and weight you want to donate to me, I'm only 5'9", like 190 pounds. So if you guys want to donate some of that before I fly over to Vegas.
Anybody has an orange stealth or anything that's,
Orange stealth, corked wood bat, anything that's going to help your boy hit a ball over the fence.
Really far.
Multiple times.
Really far.
Please let me know. I'd greatly appreciate that. It'd be great. But also, this is, Ahmir's last day is technically Friday, but this is my last day with him for a little bit. He's going to be going to Florida to pursue his professional career. But so, bittersweet moment, but we are extremely grateful for what he's provided with us from August all the way until now. He's learned the ropes of how I run the business here at Wheelhouse and how the facilities run. He's been here, first guy in with me, last guy out from August all the way until today. He's also, kind of seen his fielding finesse brand grow. He's run a lot of the classes here on Wednesdays and Saturdays with our guys and guys that do not train here as well. He's seen vast improvements. He's seen the grind of what the day in and day out responsibilities of an owner are like, seeing things break, having to replace it, seeing like the throwing, the fielding, the hitting, the strength and conditioning, the things, the programming, how to do it. I've given him tons of books of what to read and, how to do it if you wanted to do it. But I'm extremely lucky and blessed to have him here because it's kind of, he's the guy. Without him, we're not where we are right now. And I'm really glad that, when he decides to hang it up, we're going to have him here long term and kind of just continue building Wheelhouse training together. And, I'm at the point of my life and my career where it's like, I know for a fact that being the one-man show is really difficult. And if you really truly want to grow something, you need to have the team with like-minded, open-minded people that want to help you grow something. They have the same vision in mind and they just want to help and they want to help achieve the same goal, and that's it. Like he's damn near like the owner. That's the way, that's like the responsibility he's chosen to carry on just unselfishly, just graciously doing it and doing what he's done has been paramount. It's been super, super, super helpful. And I know I want to say a lot. I think all of our guys are truly thankful for him and look forward to continuing to work with him. So thank you. Seriously.
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. And, in the selfish way, we hope to see him soon, but unselfishly, we hope we don't see him soon because that means he's signed a contract and that means he's playing a full season of professional baseball, which means we won't see him until October. That's how it goes? September?
Yeah, I think so.
So that would mean that, signs a pro contract and he's playing all the way through September and we'll see you then. Or not. Maybe we'll see him in 2 months. Guess we'll see. Either way, we are lucky and blessed and thankful to have Ahmir here. And we look forward to growing this thing together. So today's episode, we just want to really hit on 2 points. The first is going to be fielding, defense. Ahmir runs our infield classes. And we're going to talk about why he chose that route, why he created his fielding account and why he's doing what he's doing. Obviously you see in the industry, a lot of pitching, a lot of hitting, a lot of strength and conditioning. There are some fielding guys, some defensive guys here and there, but I truly do feel like we are the only facility that genuinely offers all four. So you're talking about your infield defense prep, like your pitching, your hitting, your strength and conditioning. And because of Ahmir, that's possible. We still do offer like, defensive stuff in the summer where we just kind of do basic ground balls and stuff, but he goes through the whole entire the process. He has his routine that the guys do. He creates competitive environments. It's awesome. So yeah, what made you do that? Well, why did you decide to do defense when there's or fielding or whatever it is that you want to call it and how you want to do it? But why did you choose that instead of doing like hitting, strength and conditioning, throwing? Like you're talented, so you've got the swing down, you've got the strength and conditioning side of it, you got the arm talent. Why defense?
So defense has always been my top one thing ever since I started playing baseball. Defense was always important to me. Defense was always my main thing. I always wanted to be the best defender on the field. They used to, when I was younger, I was called the Wizard because my favorite player was Ozzie Smith. And they're like, yo,
The
that's the
whiz.
Wiz. So that was like my thing. I wanted to be known for the glove. Obviously, I want to hit. Everybody wants to hit. But I want to be known for my defense. My favorite player is Ozzie Smith. Ozzie Smith's won, 13, 14 gold gloves.
Yeah.
And I want to be just like Ozzie. I still want to be like Ozzie. So defense was very important to me ever since I started baseball. As far as fielding finesse, I saw other people do accounts that are fielding, like my boy Dakota, only infielders, other infield coaches I've seen, but I was like, you know what, just gonna do it. So I just did it. And with the help of Vega, I'm getting more recognition. So I started it and I was in the middle of season. So I started it and I was just going to post videos of other players. But then now that I was out, I started to post myself more, started to post more things post more players more, have feature Fridays of people's favorite infielders. So I think people are really starting to like it. I've gotten a lot more contact about people coming to my infield classes, that they love my infield classes. So I'm not tooting my own horn or anything. It's just people like defense. People I think are starting to put more emphasis in their defense now. And I just want to help more people, younger, older, doesn't matter, improve their defense. And that's really it.
Yeah, man. I mean, teach your own horn, dude. I've seen the classes firsthand, and it's an electric energy. These kids love it, and we can have anywhere between 1 to 10 kids in a class. Doesn't even matter. Like they love it. It's fun. It's fast paced. It's competitive. You get everything in a 2 hour session. And to get that out of somebody is a lot, and that every single day that these kids come every single week, they look forward to coming, whether you're a beginner, whether you're advanced, whether it's your first day, whether it's your 20th day, they love it. So it's a credit to Amir. Like he's done a great job with it and is kind of taking the ground running with it. And all we did was just provide the facility. That was it. Like, part of the thing as what I like to do now, having him here, I want him to grow his brand. Like fielding finesse is his brand. It's his thing. Like, and it falls in the same vision, the same line of what we want to do with Wheelhouse training. We want to provide baseball development. We want to get you guys better at every aspect of your game. So if we can provide that for you, we're going to provide it for you. Like we want to eventually have a catching guy here. That'll be freaking great. I was an outfielder in college, so it'll be great to have all of that. But a lot of the guys right now, majority of them are infielders, outfielders, and pitchers. So it's great that we have an infielder here, and he runs a great class. It's awesome, and we see the product and we see how they're improving and they're developing, and the kids also have the strength and conditioning aspect. They have the hitting aspect and the pitching and throwing aspect too. So they're improving every part of their game. So they're ready to go come March, because we're in Jersey, baseball starts in March. So sometimes April. So they all feel prepared. They're having fun. And that's a big thing too. A lot of our kids too that attend the classes later on in the day, they're youth kids. So when we're dealing with like youth baseball, it can be difficult at first because you want the kids to get better. You want to have everything programmed you have it set to how you want to have it and you think it's going to be great. In my opinion, when you're dealing with youth, the first thing they need to have is fun. And I mean, you and I both know, like when you're first starting the game, the first playing the game, the reason why you fall in love with it is because you see your favorite player, and more times than not, it looks like your favorite player's having fun. So like, and then you start having fun playing the game. Everything's fun. You're having fun. It's fun, 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 fun. The moment that thing doesn't become fun for you as a kid, you start to hate it. That's like the God's honest truth. You start hating it, you think it's stupid, you think it's not fun anymore, and you just want to do something else. And that's part of life. You're a kid. You don't really necessarily know if baseball or whatever you choose is going to be your sport for life. For me, I was like, yeah, like I want to be in the major leagues right now. Like that's my goal. I'm gonna do that. For him, is that the same thing for you?
I actually started baseball late. I started baseball probably when I was well, you probably started when you were like what, like a kid, like 3, 4?
I started baseball, organized baseball at 8. I think I skipped T-ball. I skipped T-ball.
I did too.
So I skipped that, but I was playing baseball or doing baseball things. The way I fell in love with it was my grandmother was throwing me wiffle balls in the front yard, and I would just tee off on things and see just ball go on the street. And
Teeing off.
I was like, dang, this is fun, man. I like this. And then that took me all the way until like 8, I think. And I was just annoying the hell out of my dad. I was like, "Dude, I want to play catch," and I would start crying. We say no. That's why I knew I loved baseball. And then I had a story that I have. I think I was 9. I think whatever it was. I wrote a whole story about how I was going to be in the big leagues, how I was going to do this, and I was going to be the first person to do this. And I wanted. It was crazy how my whole entire life I was like, I want to be a baseball player when I was young.
Yeah, it started young with me too, but I feel like I started probably 7, 8. It just felt late, felt
Mm,
late. So my cousin actually played baseball, but she was a girl. So that
mm.
is what got me into baseball. I would watch her play against other boys and she would do good. I'd be like, oh, that looks pretty fun.
It's fun.
So just she played in a local little league or something like that. And I would join. And then ever since then, I fell in love with the game.
Yeah, I never forget I went to a Yankees game when I was little. I had like a little truck that my uncle got me with a coin of the Yankees. They were fixing the Tigers, I think, that day. Bleacher creatures and all. I was the old Yankee Stadium. That was fun. And then my dad took me to a baseball field and I was like, whoa, I want to do this. This is cool. And that's kind of how it started. But again, young, your youth, you don't necessarily know failure yet. You don't know how that feels. And little did we know, we were playing the game of failure. Like literally you fail 70% of the time. And if you have success 30% of the time as a hitter, you have a Hall of Fame career if you put up the numbers. So it's like, little did I know that if I can fail 7 times and literally not touch first base with a hit, it feels like never. Feels like, it's like, oh my God, like, dude, 1 for 3 and you're happy. And you're like, what? Like the other 2 times I didn't get on base. Like I didn't get a hit. It's like the mental things you have to go through as a baseball player.
That one
It's
hit will
crazy,
change
man.
your
It's
whole
like
day.
that one hit made your whole entire day, man.
The whole
You can go
day,
1 for 1 and be like, yo,
I'm
that's it, man. That's the day's good. Like
good.
fielding's going well. Like you're feeling the ball well. As long as you didn't fall on your face the last 2 at bats, which wasn't gonna probably happen because you're 1 for 1. It's like, yeah. But then like the opposite, like you're 0 for 1, you're like, oh shit, like I don't know, and like you're 0 for 2, and it's like, dude, this
Like, I
today
gotta get a
sucks.
hit. Gotta
And
get a
it's
hit.
it. Like gotta get a hit, man. I gotta get my
Gotta
hit.
hit. Gotta
0
get
for
my
3 with a
hit.
0 for 3 with a walk. It's like, all right, okay. I touched first
I
base
touched
today,
first
but
base.
like you still got no hits, so it's like, damn, box score looks bad on me today. It takes a toll on you, and you don't. As a kid, you're like, no, I don't like that. I remember my first like taste of failure was like 10. I think I had 1 hit in Little League. I was like 1 for 21 with like, I think I struck out 19 times. I was like, dude, this
It's
sucks.
terrible.
This sucks. And then I realized I needed glasses.
Facts.
So, yeah, I was wearing
I
glasses.
so when I first started, I played in Jackson. I forgot the team name, Jackson something, but I batted ninth, was like the center fielder or something. I made every catch in the outfield, but I struck out every single time up at bat. And then I
Dude.
got rec specs, and it was like the semifinal or championship game or something like that. And I was a 9 hitter, and I went like 3 for 3 that day, and I made like a great catch, and they were like, "Oh my god, he's so good! All he needed was glasses." So funny.
I don't remember. I think I remember I needed glasses because I was in class and I couldn't see. And my mom and dad were like,
That's probably where it
that's
started with me
probably
too.
why you can't hit the ball. I was like, I don't, what ball? I see a white fuzzy thing. It's like blurry. It's like, it's blurry. And I was like, yeah,
That's probably
it's like,
exactly where it started with
it's
me
like a
too.
little fuzz ball coming at me. I don't know what this thing is. And they're like, oh, okay, we're going to see you get glasses. I had glasses. I didn't have rec specs, so I had to wear glasses when I was playing. And I was like, shit, this sucks. Then 12 came along and I wore contacts and it was like, dude, game over. Like, everybody was like, this kid, what happened? Then high school came. It's like, wow. But yeah, that's the whole fielding thing. If you guys want to know more about Ahmir's fielding and defense perspective and everything else, follow him on Instagram at Fielding Finesse. or you can also send us a DM if you're looking to get in contact with him. He's all over our platform, so it will continue to be that way. So that's the fielding side of it. But the next thing is,
Hold on, I got one thing.
oh, go ahead, go.
So I wanted to shout out. He's not going to see this at all because he doesn't have social media. But for all my guys that I know, Jeff Young, he is the reason why I do basically all the things I do today. So Jeff Young, when I was about 11 years old ish, 11, 12, took me into his travel program and his fielding program, and all he had was pro guys, high D1 baseball players, and we fielded every weekend, every Sunday. And that's kind of where all the stuff that you see on Instagram and all the stuff that I do is by him pretty much. So
Damn, that's cool.
I've seen people transform from college to pro and high school to D1, the big D1, this and that. So I just wanted to shout, I know he's not going to see this. He doesn't have social media, but for all my guys who I've fielded with back with Jeff, and Jeff's still somewhere out there. I just don't know where he is, but all the stuff you see is from Jeff Young, Gallagher Baseball, way back in the way back.
Damn,
And I
yeah,
just
it's way
wanted
back,
to,
yeah.
yeah, it's way back in the way back. So I just wanted to shout out Jeff for all of what he's taught me. Jeff has been a mentor ever since I was 10, 11. And I just wanted to give the credit to Jeff because half the stuff I do, majority of the stuff I do is from Jeff's mind, Jeff's creativity. And sometimes the stuff that he's done, I just put a little twist on it on my end, but my creativity. So just wanted to give a shout out to Jeff and everybody who's doing Jeff's things out there.
If you know Jeff, if you're around him, show him this video. He doesn't have social media, so it's always nice as a coach that you hear people that you've been around, that you've helped, kind of give you some praise for what they're doing today, and naming you as a big factor in why they chose to do what they do today and how they do it. So I'm sure he'd love to hear that from Ahmir and his perspective and his side of things. So it'd be good if you see him. So yeah, going to the I guess the next phase of this, we were talking about youth, we talked about fielding, right? Amir's whole perspective, why he chose that over hitting, strength and conditioning. He didn't pitch, but if he did, throwing, pitching, whatever. But like, why that? And it's really good to hear that and see why he chose the fielding side. The next part of this, though, I want to really touch on the college side, college recruiting. We'll talk about what we did, how we went about our college recruiting process, what things we could have done differently, if there are any regrets, any things you don't regret. But we want to talk about the college recruiting process, what we both did. And today, obviously, college recruiting is huge, and college sports are definitely way different from when we both played. The recruiting stage is way different from when we both played. Obviously, social media was just becoming a thing when I was playing and trying to get into college. I was, there was big email things. There was no DM, no Instagram, no Twitter, no like anything like that. It was send your emails, and you had like these little baseball recruiting things you could go to and things like that. By the way, shout out to Baseball Factory. They were huge there. Coach Schilling, he's now at Coastal Carolina, and Coach Mooney, all those guys that really helped me out there. But your recruiting process, like what did you do? And you were a Division I baseball player. Played Division I, you played JUCO, and you played Division II. So you have the whole perspective of things. But as a high school player, what did you do? And how did you get to where you got to?
So high school, my junior and senior year, got a little bit more traction, started to go into a little bit more showcases, started to play in, Florida, or was it Fort Myers, those big tournaments, Georgia,
South Carolina, those kind of things. Yeah.
And started to get traction there. Obviously, when I was home in Jersey, a lot of D3s, a lot of D2s around here, had some interest there. And whenever I would go south, I had one school that was interested in me and went to go see me play in Georgia, and that was North Carolina Central. And I always wanted to go to a HBCU. I knew what a HBCU was. I just didn't know if they were good at baseball, honestly, but there's a kid there when I was getting recruited. I was playing shortstop. There was a kid there when I was getting recruited. His name was Corey Joyce. Corey Joyce got drafted the year I was going to go there. So he got drafted. And I was like, I'm next, like sign me up. So I went to go play in Georgia. They liked what they saw. Coach Henry, Coach Kerner saw me play. And then I went to a camp at North Carolina Central, and I played really well there. It was actually funny. The day before, I was on a visit, and the kid that was pitching against me was also on the visit that day. So me and him were on the visit together, and we're, going through the visit, whatever. And then coach was like, "Yeah, you guys are going to face each other tomorrow." I was like, "Oh,"
Oh,
I was like, "Oh man." So
yeah.
then tomorrow comes, first at bat, I hit a triple, and I was like, "Yeah,
It's over.
I'm
That's
good.
it.
I'm good." And then I ran a 60, the fastest 60. I ran 6.9. At the time, I was like 7.71, and 6.9 just came out of nowhere. I don't even know where maybe it was the North Carolina Heat. I don't know what it
Ah.
was. It was just came out of nowhere, and that's where I got recruited to, and then the rest was history.
Is there anything you would have done differently?
Definitely, I would have done differently. I did this more after junior college. I would have hit up a lot more schools. Like in my mind, in my mindset, when I was in high school, I was just like, whoever comes to me is who likes me. So
Mm.
whoever reaches out to me, they want me. They personally want me. They want me to get to their program.
It's kinda like that if you really fell into the belief of if you're good enough, they'll find you.
They'll find you. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then when I realized that after JUCO, it's like, no, you got to reach out to these people. Like some people don't even know who you are, but they'll take that chance.
Mm.
And then when they take that chance, they're glad they took that chance on you. So definitely when I was in high school, I would have reached out to more schools, just anybody, JUCO, D3, D2, D1, anybody. I would just reached out more. But obviously you can't go back. So I wasn't mad at going to North Carolina Central. I loved it, my experience there, but that's just what I would have done in high school.
Going from North Carolina Central to a JUCO, would you say what was better for you? Like, did that JUCO experience really open eyes to you for development, or was that like do you not really have a preference on that, or
So for people who don't know, the only reason I went JUCO or had to leave North Carolina Central is because our program got cut. So 2020 hit, nobody was playing, and then after when we came back, right before our season was about to begin, AD came up to us saying our program is going to be cut, and this was right in the spring, right before the first weekend. Program's going to be cut after this year, yada yada yada. So I kind of had to find somewhere. I was conflicted between two junior colleges because I mean, I didn't know anything. I was just trying to see if I can find a summer league and
hopefully play?
hopefully play. And,
Yeah.
and somebody just was like, yeah, we got this kid that you can pick up, boom. But I had two junior colleges. I had Mercer County College and I had Gaston College. I know who Mercer County
It's in
College was
Jersey, right?
because, yep. And that they're actually one of my options in high school. So I already knew the coach, I already knew the head coach. But the other school, first year college back then, Gaston College, I took a chance. It was in North Carolina, around towards Charlotte area, Gastonia, for you people who are familiar with North Carolina. And I was not mad about it. Our team was stacked. A lot of D1 guys, had a couple guys sign pro from that same team that I was on. And we went 41-9, crazy year.
You guys were ranked too at one point, right?
Ranked,
Yeah.
crazy year. Going to that junior college is one of the best experiences I've ever had. And that was our first year JUCO. So I had no idea. I had no idea about the JUCO life. I had no idea what I was getting into. I just knew we were a bunch of good players on a good team with good coaching, and Coach McAllister, who was on that North Carolina Central coaching staff, helped me. He was like, yeah, come here. We're going to do some good things. And we sure did do some good things. And they're still going to this day doing great things.
Is that a Division I JUCO or
At the time, it was Division
two?
II, and then the year after, actually,
They were
Division I, and then
Nice.
went to the JUCO World Series.
nice. And then from the JUCO ranks, you ended up going to Young Harris and then transferring to Lynn.
Yep.
So college recruiting, like the recruiting process never really, for some people doesn't stop, in Amir's case, it didn't, he was going through the process probably because the unfortunate situation that happened at NC Central.
Yeah.
He probably ended up staying there 4 years if they didn't have the
I
baseball
was
program.
just about to say that.
But-
If it wasn't for that, I would have been at Central for 4 years.
Yeah.
I loved that place. I loved the field we were at, the old Durham Bull Stadium. If you ever watched Durham Bull, that was our field. It was sick playing there. Played against Duke. I started against Duke one game. It was sick. I loved playing at North Carolina Central. It was just unfortunate that, like, if you would have told me back then that I was going to been to 4 different schools, I would have been like, what are you talking about? I'm going to the same school for 4 years and then getting my degree and then hopefully trying to play some pro ball or something. I'm getting out of there. And then unfortunately, there's other plans. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like we would love that we would love for that to have happened, but it didn't. And so we have to now go through the college recruiting process for Amir, right? So it's like, how was that? What was it like? Like you know, you went from JUCO, now you get your associates. For those of you guys who don't know, like you can, you know, there's a ton of different ways that you have to get to a 4-year school. So when you go to when I was playing, it was you can go to Division 1, but if you had transferred Division 1, you got to go to a JUCO for a year, or you go anywhere that's sub D1, you can play for the next 3 years, and then you go and transfer out once you get your associates, or you can go to the JUCO and go back to a Division 1 for that year. So Amir went from Division 1 to JUCO, and then it took a while, right? It took a while for you to find Young Harris. It was like
It
last,
was kinda last minute
yeah.
'cause there's just a lot of different schools are so at the time, Young Harris was in the Peach Belt Conference, but a lot of schools in the Conference of Carolinas
Mm,
would, reach out, like Erskine and
mhm,
Buford and, like, other schools in, like, that area, and they would come to the games, and I was also getting some D1 actually, I was getting some D1 interest at the time, so I was more focused on them than I was the D2 schools, so
mm,
let me say that first because that is big. I was focused on the D1s at the time because I had, like, 2 or 3 D1s, and then they just went ghost. They
mm.
ghosted the coaches, ghosted me, so I was like, "Dang," like,
What happened?
I was like, "What did I do? I'm hitting good, I'm feeling good," and all of a sudden, it was just crickets.
Yeah.
And then the D2s were calling, so I was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna go D2, just take my chances," and that's what I did pretty much.
So that's a tell for you guys. It's not D1 or bust. You can't put all your eggs in one basket because if you're a person like me, that's what I did. And I guess my biggest regret, I would say, I mean, obviously, I look back at everything now, and it prepared me for the man I am today, and prepared me for what I'm doing now, which is what I'm super grateful for. But my high school recruiting process was very similar to what happened to Amir, where it's like, okay, I'm focusing on the Division 1s, and then they crickets. You don't hear anything. So my recruiting process was Division 1 or die, pretty much. I'm going down south because Northeast sucks, and I'm from the Northeast. So like, who am I? So like, my whole entire recruiting process was, I'm gonna ghost every single Northeast. I'm gonna do this. I'm only gonna reach out to the schools that I want to go to from that are like from Maryland down and in Southwest, Southeast, whatever. I thought I was like that. No, I'm not like that. Like, and granted, I was super talented. I had a good arm. I had good bat to ball skills. My swing was not good, although people thought it was. I had really good bat to ball skills. I can run. My fastest 60 was a 6.5, and I had really good arm accuracy from the outfield and a strong arm. So those are things that I thought was going to take me to the promised land. Plus, I was a 3.9 student. So I was like, yeah, I'm going Division 1. That's it. And it ended up biting me in the ass, like big time. And I had schools that were really interested from the Northeast. The one school that was like that was Stony Brook. And for those that don't know about college baseball, Stony Brook made it to the College World Series. July 1st, they called me, ghosted, nothing, right? By the way, I'm a 2010 graduate. So I would still be there, right? I'm at San Juan State College of Florida, long story short, at a JUCO, and I'm watching them from my apartment in the College World Series thinking, had I not been an asshole and like thinking I was bigger than every school known to man, I'd be in Omaha right now. Like, oh wow, I'm watching a Cinderella story from New York in the College World Series. How dumb do I look, right? And I ended up going Division 1 out of high school. Like one of my biggest goals was I want to be the first Division 1 signee out of the school for baseball, and I accomplished that goal. But um, I didn't love where I went. I didn't. I remember signing, and then as I got closer and closer and closer, granted it was all the way in Mississippi and a complete culture shock and complete change. But like, I remember telling myself, I don't think I actually want to be here. I don't know if I want to do that. And I didn't know how to face that. I was like, I got to do it. Okay, I signed the contract, right? So I did it. Ended up transferring. It just wasn't for me. Had I done it differently, I look back at it now. I mean, I would have number one, not ever put all my eggs in one basket thinking I'm going Division 1 or die, and that whole entire philosophy. I actually did my part in emailing every coach and sending my video and doing it the right way. And I got a lot of responses back because I did it the right way. And, a couple points for you guys that need help with your emails and how to send it. I just put a nice little subject title. It was like, my name, first and last name. I put my GPA. I put the one tool I do really well. So I put my 6.560. And then I had a really short snippet video That was, it was like 30 seconds. I had my fielding, I had my hitting, and that was pretty much it. Again, Baseball Factory really helped me out with that too. Like they really helped me with that, the video that I was able to send out to coaches, and they helped me out with the email chain. I had to like send the email, and I just put my own twist on it and put whatever I had to. But the subject line was critical because guys saw that and they were like, "Oh wow, boom!" And they saw the video and the email. They see GPA, they see video because like at the time baseball was 11.7 scholarships, and like you're an outfielder, so it's like most likely a walk-on guy or maybe getting small money. Luckily for me as an outfielder, and I graduated from a school that gave me a full ride because I had good grades and I had the athletic ability. But the email subject was simple: first and last name, GPA. What I did, one toy did really well, and the body was just Coach so and so. Hi, my name is Brandon Vega. I'm 2010 grad, going from at so and so high school. Here's my SAT GPA. I'm running 6.5. Just wanted to know, here's my video, whatever. And then just whenever they were able to call, I wanted to hop on a call. And when they reached back out to me with a time and a call, I called right away. Like it was like auto reply call, like, oh, boom, call. It could have been like 2 minutes later by mistake. I saw it and I called them. They answered the phone. And then I always had my points ready for questions, like, talking about the program, talking about what do you want out of me or my position. Another thing was the culture of the program. Like, do you redshirt guys right away? I wanted to know what's the culture like? How are you going to develop me? What's your philosophy on the swing? Like, what's this? What's that? Like, what do you believe in? What's your strength training program like? What's the academic life like? I asked the whole nine. They were, just happened to be blown away by all those questions. And I got a lot of interest. But the flip side of that is also how you answer back their questions. So just make sure that if you're going to ask the questions, don't be fake about it. Be your true self. And part of what I did was a little bit artificial because I wanted them to see me. But when they asked me the same question, I didn't know how to answer it because I wasn't being my true self behind those questions. So for you guys that are really going through the process, you want to ask these questions, but don't make it artificial. Be your true self. You're doing your job because you're reaching out, but you're not doing your job if you don't answer the questions back when they do, ask you these questions. And if you're being fake behind it, coaches are going to read right through the lines, dude. And you're not the only person that they're looking at. So be your true self, ask the right questions, and answer them the right way by being your true self. You can't just be fake behind the scenes because guess what? The email portion of it, them reaching out to you and talking to you and calling on the phone is one part of the process. They still got to see you play. So they're going to look at those questions. They're going to watch you play. And if you are, say, for example, oh, wow, this guy, really embraces the grind and what have you, but then you show a lack of effort because you're 0 for 4 with 3 errors, they're going to be like, he's a bullshitter. These aren't the same answers. This isn't the same guy answering these questions. He's bullshitting. So they're going to know, so you got to be the guy behind those answers. You don't want to just fabricate things to make you look good because the recruiting process is very difficult. We all know that. And part of it's playing well under pressure or not and showing like that you can handle failure well, you're coachable, and also how you reach out and how you sound in the email and how you, can make yourself sound good, So there's a lot that goes into it. But Ahmir had a situation with his school, but had he not had the program cut, he'd be there for 4 years. We both been at school in 4 years, and we both were able to get out with our degrees, But your path is never going to be straight. We would love it to be, but just understand when you're choosing the right school, do it the right way. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's not the right thing to do. And another thing that I'd say with the recruiting process, start going to a showcase to get a baseline thing. One thing that I do credit my dad for is when I was a sophomore in high school, I went to my first showcase. I love the fact that when it all started, it was one showcase to see where I line up. I ran a 7.460. I threw 75 miles an hour and hit the ball 81 miles an hour. I got a real reality check of I'm weak as shit. I don't throw hard and I am slow. So playing baseball games wasn't going to really help me. That was my first telltale. And then I got stronger. I got faster. I got better. And people started to see the projection. Okay, sophomore, junior year, here's what he's doing. Now, granted, I should have been, if I wanted to go to a high level D1 like today, I need to be doing that my sophomore year. But not everybody.
Sure, even before that.
Yeah, right. Like
The eighth graders are looking like us now.
Yeah. So it's like not everybody's gonna fit that power 4 bill. You're just not. You're just slow to you're slower to develop and you're a late bloomer. That's okay too. If I had to do it all over again, dude, number one, I would have loved to go to Stony Brook right away. But if that wasn't an opportunity, I would have went to a JUCO because I was underdeveloped. I wasn't ready yet. And you'd be surprised how competitive the junior college ranks are.
Varies.
You'd be surprised how you learn how to truly embrace practice, the grind, your teammates, school. It is all you got for a year to 2 years. It is all you got. And in some cases, it's harder than going to a 4-year school because it is that difficult to maintain. And that was, I think those 2 junior college years was, I don't know if it was the same for you, but those were the 2 most difficult times of my life. Like in terms of like truly understanding grinding and being on my own and really like going through it. But it's also one of the most fun parts of my life too. So what would you say about?
My junior college experience, I was only there for 1 year. That was my sophomore year, but we were fortunate because we had money on the back end. So
Mm,
our field was dirt, it became turf. We had Nike, it felt like a D1 program. So
yeah,
so
yeah,
so compared to other junior colleges, I probably had a good experience compared to somebody else who went to a different junior college because of the money we had on the back end, and we had D1 coaches, and it just felt like a D1
yeah.
program. Our assistant coach just came off a national championship, D2 national championship with Wingate, so it felt like a championship program. So I didn't feel as though even I was in junior college.
Yeah.
I felt like I was at a D1 program.
And that's the thing too. Like you'll be surprised. A lot of D1s, a lot of JUCOs look like they get that D1 feel. D2 same way, get that D1 feel. D3 same way, D1 feel. You'd be surprised, man. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket. And in the same regard, like it's a little bit different in pro ball. If you're good, they'll find you. Yeah, that's probably true. But in college, there's thousands of schools, man. If
House
you're good, they don't give a shit.
Don't realize how
There's
many schools there
yeah,
are out there.
there are so many schools and so many high schools. So that means there's so many players playing baseball, doing what you're not doing, no matter how talented you are. And because you didn't do your part in the recruiting process, you're the one getting under recruited because you're not doing your part. And part of it is because you just don't know how to, which I hope that email, that little thing that I put earlier in today's episode would help you guys with that. And part of it is you're just lazy. If you really want to truly be what you say you want to be, which is a college baseball player, then you're going to do those things or else someone else is going to do it for you. I think the number was like 5%, 7%,
Yeah,
something like that. High school players play college.
college, and then it gets even lower
It's
than that.
like 1% get drafted.
Yep,
And then 1% of that 1%
it gets
goes to the major leagues.
yep.
So you're part of the small, minute, like population of people that get the opportunity to play college baseball. And it's only getting more difficult. So yeah, that's it for today, man. Really grateful for Ahmir. For those of you that are going to the baseball convention. I don't know when this is gonna be posted, but hopefully I look forward to seeing you guys. And also, if you guys see this after the fact, it was a pleasure to see you. Hopefully I did well in the Derby. We'll know in episode
Well,
4.
we'll know in the video.
We'll know episode 4. There's video. We'll know. But we'll see how it goes. But that's it, man. We'll see you guys. Please like, follow, subscribe if you have any other ideas, questions you'd like answered in the next few episodes, let us know. Either way, we appreciate your support. And if you have hate or any other disagreements towards us, as always, we don't give a shit. Anyway, on to the next one. Peace.